This is As Advice from LDNetwork. Today we are asking a multiple crowd of people questions that have been Ogo has taken care of in getting the questions. So who is the first question from?
It's from Rose.
Rose, okay.
She said, this is for all of us, if you were a superhero, would you hide your identity or not, and why?
Actually, I think I would hide my identity for the mere fact to protect the ones I love.
Yeah. More often than not, too many times you see that happen.
Why?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take credit for it. I'm vain.
But then
So
again,
basically you're going to be Iron Man and just come out and be like, yo, it's me.
he has a valid point, because think of this: if you have a superpower and you're just out forthright with it, they're gonna know everything about you. But then again, you know anybody that's after you is gonna go straight for that first. So it becomes that chess match of who knows what first and who gets to act first.
Who does what first, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm vain as well.
But I couldn't put everybody I care about in danger. I care about people too much.
I'd only be putting y'all in danger.
You wouldn't be putting me in danger, motherfucker.
My friends
I got
are my
my own
family,
shit
so.
going.
My friends are my family, so.
Fair enough.
Alright, so what's the next question?
Alright, this is for Richard, actually.
Alright.
This is from Lisa. She said, have you ever thought about or had any experience with any other guys?
Well, you popped your attention with hope in your eyes, a little gleam in there. Nothing of any kind of romantic or sexual nature. I mean, there's been times where guys have randomly come out of nowhere during parties and they're just like, hey, guess what? And they just decide to kiss me because of some drunken dare.
Hi.
To which a swift boot to the lower region was amply provided.
No, there
But
wasn't.
other than that, that's about it.
No, there wasn't.
I'm not into anything with guys at all. I mean, I'm completely comfortable around everybody, but no. There's barriers there.
Obviously.
Duh.
Okay, so this is for you.
Oh.
Do you feel empowered dressing as the opposite gender?
I'd have to say yes, I do. Honestly, it actually draws more attention on my channel because granted, yes, there are cross-dressers on YouTube, but I think I'm the first cross-dressing person that does Let's Plays of video games and stuff like that.
Okay.
No, you're just the first one to say something.
Hey, sometimes that's all it takes, though.
So, okay, this is for us three. Do you feel like you are sometimes treated in an almost racist fashion?
Yes.
Yes.
Not really, no.
Because you're accepted.
Oh, this is from Seven, by the way. Yes, his name is Seven.
Not here to judge.
And then this is for all of us again from Seven.
Okay.
How do you feel about the "it can be fixed" saying?
No, it can't.
It can be fixed.
Pretty much like, I'm guessing what he's asking is like, oh my goodness, my son is gay. We can fix this. We can, and they won't accept it. I understand where he's coming from. I don't like it, honestly.
I don't agree with it at all. I think
Because
we're born that way.
Honestly, when somebody says that, I think it's them that need something fixed and not who they're talking about. Now, if it's like a broken car, different story, but that's probably what he was not asking.
No.
Okay?
It's genetic.
I don't like
genetic.
that. I don't even care. It's who you are. And no one has the right
To tell you that you're wrong.
You're wrong, okay? As long as you're not hurting people physically, what's the problem?
I think really the only time, because there's never anything just black and white, there's always shades of gray in there. There will probably be some circumstances. The whole let's fix it ideal, I think the only time that would be any kind of acceptable is when a parent or somebody loved one is in shock, and that's just the first thing they think that, okay, you've been like this the whole time I've known you, and then suddenly you're like this. At that point, you're still adjusting to the person what they just said. So
It's the shock
that
effect.
yes, that should go
Let's bring
away.
it back to that fact.
But bringing it back into that and staying to that, there's no real cause for that. I mean, what effect does that have on you as a person if suddenly Whittle here decides that he's a woman in a man's body? That doesn't affect any of us. No, that's really his thing.
Well, but then again, when we were in high school, because you graduated in 09, right? Yeah. Well, yeah. But back in high school, it was the cool thing for girls to be lesbians.
Yeah, or
And,
bisexual.
And I knew a lot of genuine lesbians,
Mm-hmm.
and they were good people. But then there were some girls where you're just like,
No, you're not. Don't lie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not to be like an elitist kind of thing like that because, for all we know, they could just be wanting to try or attention. More likely that was it in high school. But
I hated high school.
I mean, there's really no need for the whole fix-it thing. I mean, so what? They want to say they're lesbian for high school. That's just high school. Nobody cares about high school as soon as you graduate. That means pretty much nothing after that point.
It's Jack.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How large was your graduating class? Pretty small. I think it was somewhere around 100, 200.
You know what? Both of you just shut up. All right?
90. High school's still going on for 90% of the people that I graduated with. Because they still live there.
Okay, anyways, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
This is again for you. Why do you like to cross-dress?
Well, let's go way back.
Oh, that was Stephanie, by the way.
Okay, well, Stephanie, I was attracted to dresses at a very young age. And not until I was 12, until I, found something that my parents were throwing away, I tried it on. I enjoyed it, and not until 18 I started actually fully cross-dressing. There's, sadly, several different types of cross-dressers. There could be just people who wear one article of female clothing or one article of male clothing. Granted, when it comes to a male cross-dressing as a female, it's
Not accepted.
not as accepted as a female that's cross-dressing like a male, because how many situations that females have been in where they're wearing their boyfriend's jersey,
Yeah.
they find it so hot.
Or the tomboy archetype to a person. I think culture has had enough time to adjust to that.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, guys, they have to be full of themselves. They have to be sure of themselves and masculinity. So,
But,
Trying
to
yet
describe
again,
it there.
cross-dressing's been going on for a long time. I don't know much information about this, but I know during some of the shows that Japan does that used to be done in the feudal era, only male actors, and they still do that today. But you also look at Japan, a lot of the people there in Japan actually do cross-dress anyways. And I don't know if it's by choice or it is, but I've lived in Japan for 5 years, and any grocery or any clothing store that I went to, it's 90% women's clothing.
Okay. This is for us three. When did you... Oh, no, this is just for me and him. When did you decide you like members of the same sex? This is from Anthony.
You don't decide it.
No, when did you, like... What I think
I
he's
think
trying to
you
say
mean
is,
when
like,
you realize.
when did you realize it?
I was too young.
I was...
Just
I'd say about, like, 6th grade. 6th, 7th grade when I hit puberty.
mm-hmm.
Smiley face. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was about 6th, 7th grade is when I hit puberty was when I started realizing it.
It's just always been there for me. I don't remember.
And again, this one's for us.
So take it over the show.
I'd be curious. This is from Sean. I'd be curious to know which relationship dynamic you like the most.
Interesting.
Well, since I'm married a dude, obviously I like that dynamic better.
Right.
But that's simply because it's just easier. Females are complicated.
God, they are.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Never go with a redhead. They're bad. They're so bad, they're good. So
I
bad,
think
they're
You
it's
good.
say
two and
bad.
one redhead.
I say fun.
I say fun.
So bad, they're fun. I don't really choose a dynamic. I sit on the fence. There's 3 types of bodies. There's ones that sit more on the fence towards men, there's more ones that sit more towards women, and then there's those of us that just kind of sit on the fucking pole.
Where basically you're gonna get the fucking pulse. That'll let you.
Pretty much.
Stay away from my
Is it
dog.
alive?
I was about
Yes,
to say
alive.
not too awkwardly. No.
Stay
I wonder you
away
always
from
like to
my
wrestle
dog.
with them at home.
Alright, moving on.
Oh, hey Richard, can I see your arm?
This is another one from 7. If you could go to the moon, would you?
Yes.
How could you not?
No, I want to go to Mars.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there eventually, but if somebody came up to you today and said, "Do you want to go to the moon and come back?" would you or would you not take it?
Yeah, I'd take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You?
It's a giant space rock. I mean, come on.
If they were going to be able to bring me back, then yes.
Okay.
No
Yeah, oh yeah,
stipulations.
yeah, that's a very important
I
detail.
have no stipulations as long as they bring me back.
Oh yeah. And whatever I find I keep.
Yeah.
Hey, I found a golf club.
Ooh, hey, that's a nice shiny rock. Alright,
Sparkle.
oh. That is all the questions I have.
Okay. All right.
Alright then.
So, Richard, do you have any questions for me? I know they've been there. They always go there.
And you know what? After knowing you for this, these past few years, you pretty much answer them just by hanging around with you.
All I really gotta do is give him a shot of Jack. He's good.
Oh, yeah.
Who's got the jack?
Oh, I'm sure we can sniff it out somewhere around here.
Oh, I guarantee you we have some in the fridge.
No.
Just as long as the tequila stays away, I don't think YouTube will sponsor this video if we get the whole tequila going.
No.
They don't need to see that.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my friend's page. I'll have it linked in the description below. And if these two ever get YouTube pages, I'll have them linked in the description below later.
I have one. With
You
like
just don't
one
use
video.
Wait, when my other
That's a
friend's YouTube page is up and going, I'll link the description below. Goodbye.
Bye.